Hello and welcome to my Food for Speed podcast, Olympic edition, Fueling Gold, Athlete's Path Through Nutrition and Testing for a Podium Finish. The previous podcast, we talked about dreaming big and strategy. And this one, we're going to talk about optimizing every step of the journey to surpass your opposition. The goal is to grow when you're supposed to grow and to gain lean when you're supposed to gain lean. What in the world do I mean by that? Well, usually to go Olympic or play in high school or college, you can guess that the majority of my client base are 18 and under athletic. I have collegiate, I have pro, I have Olympic, and I have people who just want to get healthy or be a weekend warrior and have their own personal goals. But for the ones that are still in their growth, you got to grow when you're supposed to grow and gain lean when you're supposed to gain lean. Many people don't work with this population, and it gets lost with a lot of people that try to give information out there. But can you grow taller, first of all, than you're supposed to? No, you can't grow taller than you're supposed to. You can't make yourself taller. We wish. But you can make yourself shorter, because if you do not fuel enough, the body and those growth plates close before you get all your height. There you go. You could be shorter. Well, grow when you're supposed to grow also means you got that fuel in the muscle that is required for you to do all the activity and training and performance. And then you need that fuel in the muscle to grow as well, especially when you grow, mainly at night. And if you go to bed with not enough fuel, and you keep doing the activity, then the muscles, guess what? The body doesn't have enough fuel to grow when it's supposed to. It is a competitive advantage to get taller when you're supposed to get taller, and that just to get lean when you're supposed to get lean. Now, how in the world can you get lean just to get lean? Well, you got to eat the right fuel at the right times to maximize what the body wants to do. But unfortunately, most people don't understand this, and they don't understand that it affects you from the day that you're born. So here's an example of a 12-year-old female swimmer that I worked with. And she came in because she was tired, and she was eating only 1,800 units of fuel. And we found out she needed around 2,500 to 2,800 units of fuel. She was 5'1", weighing around 95 pounds, 98. And long story short, when we finally upped her fuel, got enough protein at the right times because she loved her carbs, remixed it. She was 80% on. They do not need to be perfect. But she went from tired and fatigued to personal best every meet for 9 months in a row. She grew 1/2 to 1 inch, and her body put on 10 pounds of lean weight and exchanged that for fat. Not that that was the goal, but it blew my mind because I knew it made a difference. So you better believe it. If your athlete knows young, then you want them to grow and optimally grow. And you want them to optimally put on lean weight, which affects their whole life. When they're 70, standing upright, to strong bones. So I don't know many parents that wouldn't want their athletes or just their children to be as healthy as they can be, because that is something that will impact their lives forever. So we got to get enough fuel and to get them to grow and to gain the lean when they're supposed to. And then you have to understand the latest nutrition and testing that's available that is credible and age appropriate, so you can train smart and get to your goals quicker and safer. And it's hard for somebody to ever catch up with you. So, I always look at Katie Ledecky. She's 6 foot tall. She was tall. Most females are tall young, but she was tall, and she has not looked back. She is very lean. She fuels very, very well, fuels enough. She has a strategy. She started young. You have to put the pieces together. And you also have to make sure you're not overtraining. So many overtrain, doing too much. You have to train smart, not just train. Know what you're doing. And the nutrition and the hydration and the recovery has to be a part of it. And it has to be age appropriate and fit that athlete where they are at right now with their body and their goals. Thank you for listening to my Food for Speed podcast, the special Olympic edition, the athlete's path to nutrition and testing for a podium finish. Have a great and healthy day.